Hello YouTubers, Navian here again. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we are going to show you how to successfully rendezvous and dock with another spacecraft or perhaps a space station or whatever it is that you are building. There's a few things that we're going to have to cover, so it might be a little lengthy video, so I'll just go ahead and get into it. We are going to have to cover the JKLI keys. They're much like the ASDW keys, only they're for the RCS thrusters, and they move your spacecraft while it's in space horizontally and vertically rather than just tilt it to the left or to the right. And we're also going to have to cover the H and N keys, because those are the ones that propel your craft forward and in reverse, or slow it down. We'll get into that. We're going to use this little spaceship that I designed. It's a little bit overkill, but I like the design. It's stable. So off we go. Head into the map mode. We are going to have to select our target. It's the first thing you do. I like to pull up the nav ball, as I've stated in all my previous videos. Now, this guy's a little too close, so we're going to have to fast forward time here and wait till he gets somewheres. Let's say about right there. Hopefully we don't overshoot that. That's at 138. Oops. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and turn our SAS on. We're going to throttle up our engines to about half, and off we go. And as in my previous videos, I like to get up to about 1,000 meters. This is really fast, so we're going to be way up there when I inch over to that 10-degree mark that I always like to go for. And then we're just going to burn this all the way up. Those. Lost a little bit of speed, but it quickly gained back. Like I said, I really like this design. And we are at 10,000, 11,000 meters, so we're going to go ahead and inch on over a little bit. Right there. Go ahead and turn our RCS thrusters on to stabilize our trajectory. And our apoapsis is gaining. Speed is gaining. Everything looks good. Everything is nominal. I need to get that chatter mod. I'm probably going to get it at some point, but I won't record videos in it because that'll just be really confusing. But I think that would be a cool mod to have, have that real NASA chatter. Everything's nominal, trajectory nominal, speed nominal. Yeah, I'm sure you guys don't want to hear that. And get rid of those. And we're still climbing. I hope you guys see everything that I'm doing, and if you have any questions, just leave comments in there. But basically, I'm getting the apoapsis all the way up here, and we're going to see a marker. Now, see that marker that just came up? I hit X to stop my thrusters. This is where I will be, and this is where the target will be. See, target position. Now, if we throttle back up, see, it's starting to get further and further away because we're going really, really fast. Now, we have roughly 2 minutes to get there. As you can see right there, it says plus 2 minutes and 0 seconds to intersection. So now, we take off our SAS and click on this here, and it'll switch our target points. and we want to go to our target. This is our retrograde marker right here. So if we burn, oops, turn the SAS on there. If we burn right at the target's retrograde, see how our speed is, this is a relative difference in speed to our target. So we want to equal that speed out. That way we're traveling at roughly the same velocity around Kerbin's orbit. Now, the other thing is that when you do this, it's really cool. It creates your own orbit. You don't even have to worry about getting into orbit, because as long as you can cancel out the speeds relative to the target you're trying to match or dock with, it automatically pretty much creates your own orbit, and you'll see that. So we're going to wait until we get right up here to the apoapsis, and then we'll start our burn. So we still have about 59. See, I like to do it at about 40-30 seconds right before the apoapsis, and it kind of levels your orbit out. It allows you to get more of a better orbit. But again, we're trying to match this target. I think we might have launched a little too early, but it's always better to be ahead of your target than behind. So I mean, as soon as I throttled up here, it starts to level this out just a little bit. Now, see how these are closing in. And you want to get them really, really, really close. And it might take a few tries to do it. See, that's really close. That is perfect. Right on the, right there. 7.4 kilometers. You couldn't get any better than that. So when we get closer to here, what we'll do is we'll again line this up. Right there on the retrograde marker of the target. So when we get all the way over here, we'll be a lot closer. We'll be able to equalize our speeds out and hopefully obtain a nice geosynchronous orbit while we're at it. Okay. Line this back up. Right there. Perfect. I'm probably going to want to start burning right about now. And as we burn and slow our target speed, we get closer and closer. See, we're already at 6.9, 8. If you just do this over a period of time, see, we're almost have an orbit. And if you do it just right, you'll have the exact same orbit as your target, which is pretty convenient, because that's what we're trying to do. Alright, almost out of fuel on that guy. Yeah. Okay. Speed up just a little bit. Okay, we're gonna inch back over right there. Burn. See what I mean? We almost have complete orbit. It's just with our target. Okay. See, and we are 5,000 meters away from it right now. 5,600 meters. It's beautiful. See, like I said, it's always better to get in front of the target than behind. Because if you're behind it, you're always trying to catch up, and that's no good. Get rid of that. We have our one last fuel section here. And one thing to notice when you have a really small vehicle like this, you want to turn your caps lock on so that you're doing micro increments of your RCS thrusting. That way you're not all over the screen. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, so now come into the screen here, and there's our target. So we want to go. Okay, now you have to look at the way your craft is orientated in relation to your target. So notice how the thruster is pointed towards the target. That's no good. That's not what we want. So we go to the other target point. And notice how it has rings around it. That means you are facing, and you are going to thrust towards your target. So we're just gonna give it a little bit of thrust. And look at this target here. We're at 1.8 kilometers at intersection. And it's good. It's probably what we want. So now we want to go to the retrograde marker. Right there. And we will speed this up. We want to stay on. Alright. I kind of like to look around and get my bearings on where it's at. There it is. Now, as it starts to go by us, you want to burn towards that retrograde marker so that it slows down. Beautiful. Beautiful. A little too far. Alright. At this point, just keep doing that, and see, now we're at, you just burn towards your target, flip back around, burn retrograde, and slow down when you get to your closest intersection point. And you just keep repeating this cycle over and over until you get really, really, really close. So you will thrust a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, now let's go back here. Find our retrograde marker. Perfect. Alright. Remember, as it starts to fly by, or wherever you want it, see, it's at 1.3 now, so 1.2, speed it up. It's still continuing to drop. Beautiful. 8, 7, 6, 5. Slow down, catch up with our retrograde marker. Down here. There's 4. 3. Beautiful. Let's slow it down. Oh, we can still get closer, I think. Now we'll start to slow it down. Perfect. Turn towards the target again. Burn towards him. Let's see here. 0.1 kilometers. That is perfect. I'm going to go back around to the retrograde marker. And sorry if I'm a little monotone here. This is a little hard to do this all by hand. I usually do this with RCS Autopilot, I think is what it's called. Hydrotech. It's a beautiful mod. I noticed that when I got into the game and I wanted to start building big space stations and stuff, that it took forever to do this manually. And I know some people think that it's cheating, which is why I'm going to go ahead and show everybody how to do it manually. Because I learned how to do it manually first before I even considered doing a mod. I guess I'm just stubborn like that. I want to know I can beat the game before I start modding it. Okay, we're really close. Alright, and we want to slow. Perfect, right there. Now, this is where, at this point, you don't want to use your thrusters anymore. Once you get this close to the vehicle, you can't flip your vehicle around fast enough and line it up to slow it down. So this is where you want to use your RCS. Now, your H key, if you're pointed towards the vehicle, will propel you towards the vehicle. I'm pressing the H and see how the thrust propels it forward. Now we're going pretty fast towards it. Now, so to slow down, you just use the N key and it propels you back. Okay? Pretty simple. Now, the thing you want to do when you're docking is you want to have your marker, your yellow marker, pointed right in your target area. And to do that, so J goes to the left, L goes to the right. K brings it back up, and I brings it down. It's just like your movements on your ASDW keys. The only difference is you have the H and N key to propel you forward and backward, which is pretty awesome because it helps you slow down when you get in really close to your target vehicle. So, not close enough yet. And you just want to keep doing minute adjustments on your RCS keys to keep you heading directly towards your target. You don't even have to have any lights or anything on, and I'm trying to reserve the electrical charge I have, but I've got 1,000, so I guess we can keep that on. Matter of fact, I have solar panels on here. Let's deploy those. And we're getting really close, so I want to slow our target speed here. Just like that. Beautiful. Now, at this point, I'm only 21.6 meters, 25 meters away, and we're pretty much level. We're traveling at the same velocity. So at this point, I can hit map, select him, and switch to. Now, I can turn the lights on. and point my vehicle pretty much directly at him. But to do this, you need to be in chase mode. Okay, so that's chase mode. Now, if I go press down, it will move me to where I'm pointing almost directly at him. So I like to do it exactly there on the horizon. Okay, now I can switch back to this guy, set my target. Okay, and I don't know if you noticed, when I set the target, it switched just a little bit down here. Okay. Now, here comes the hard part. We need to switch over to chase mode, and this guy, which hopefully that is correct, and we need to just line him up correctly. That looks pretty straight. There we go, that's about right. Now I'm going to have to use the L key to move him. And alternately, I press the A key to keep it from not veering so far. Now to slow down, I just hit the opposite, which is the J key. And we went a little too far, so let's back up just a little bit. Whoa. Perfect, right there, okay. Now we want to go now, like I said, you want to keep your yellow marker dead on your target, but you also want to keep this guy lined up on your target. As you go to adjust, you'll notice that it gets a little bit out of whack sometimes. Just trust your nav ball and trust your markers. That's all I can say, because it's not always as it appears. It might look like it's gonna blow up in your face, but like I said, just trust your markers here, and you can actually do this in the dark. Now it's not quite lined up, but the beautiful thing about it is, as long as you have your markers lined up, it means that, boom, the magnetic strips will do the rest. And it'll pull it in. Here in a second, the screen will change to view it as one vehicle. Now, the reason why it did that is because it wasn't completely lined up all the way. And I had the SAS on. There we go. Turn the SAS off, and boom, there you go. So just remember that, I mean, you use your J, K, and L keys in your I keys to translate left, right, up, and down. And while you're doing that, you have to be able to use the A and D keys to equalize your movement out as you're traveling left or right. Because if you just hit the J key, it'll pretty much move you to the left, but at the same time, it's going to make your nose want to twist to the left as well. So if you're hitting the J key moving to the left, you're going to want to hit your D key to move the nose back to the right. If you have any questions about that, just leave it in the comments. I hope this helped. If it did, thumbs up, leave a comment. Hopefully this wasn't too confusing, because when I watched some of the first videos I did on how to do this, it was really confusing, and I just kind of had to play with it. So again, if you have any questions, leave some comments, thumbs up, and we will see you next time.